going to be revisiting a video I made a few days ago about the St. Austell installation, the lump of ceramic, giant anchor, whatever, and the portrait of William and Kate, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. I want to go into that in a little more detail, and I'm going to be talking about, let's see, notes, where they are, yeah. I'm going to be talking about a sculpture by Bernini and a portrait by Frans Hals and a fresco by Leonardo da Vinci. And I'm just going to mention them in passing. Now, I know that these are, I've just quoted, greats, and not every artist can be as great as Leonardo da Vinci, but there is a limit to the distance between the two. So the reason I'm returning to this is that one of the comments under my video, in which I roundly criticised that thing in St. Austell and the portrait of William and Kate, both of which I regard as a degeneration of artistic endeavour and appreciation in this country. I mean, the British have never been big ones for great works of art, but nevertheless, that seemed to me to be, especially the one in St. Austell, sorry people in St. Austell, but just completely an example of an artist who thinks he can throw lumps of clay at the people of St. Austell, and Austell town councillors or whatever who are too afraid to say that they don't appreciate this sort of thing. You know, they feel like they're going to be caught out as barbarians because they don't appreciate modern art or something. I mean, that's basically what's going on. Anyway, so this person said, have you seen them close up? And that's a stupid question, because I don't have to see them close up to know they are not imaginative or good art. They're just lumps, both of them. That piece of ceramic is really just a set of lumps. Now, I don't have to see them close up, although I can say for sure that when you see great art close up, it does make a difference, for sure. But before I made my pilgrimage to just a specific journey to go to Munich just to see the self-portrait of Albrecht Dürer as the man of misery, or I've forgotten the name of the portrait. He's done himself a bit like Christ, which was, you know, sort of a slight bit of a joke. But I went specifically to Munich, to the Alte Pinakothek, to see that, and then I came home again. That was all I wanted to do. I just wanted to see that picture. It is worth seeing these things close up, but I didn't need that picture to know that it was great art. But all I needed to do was see a photograph of it, and I knew that it was great art, which is why I went to Munich for it. So look, everybody's seen this fresco. It's on t-shirts, it's on wall hangings, it's on, I don't know what, dishcloths, who knows. So we're all familiar with it, and we all are familiar with it because it is a lovely piece of art. We don't have to see the original to be aware of the harmony and the movement and the whole composition of it as good. None of those costumes there looks flat, even on a reproduction. Now, I went to see this as well, and I have to recommend it to you. I was in Milan. You're allowed to go into the place where this fresco is, and you're given a ticket and you can go through, and you can't spend more than a couple of minutes there, you know, because they just want people to go through, and they don't want too many people in the room at the same time because that's going to change the atmosphere. I walked through the door. You walk through the door sideways, It's in the side of the room. And then you have to turn round and you see this full on. And I have to tell you, I walked into the room and I turned round and I went, like that. It hit me. The power, the strength of the art, just actually, it was like a physical blow. It was like a slap in the face. It was such a shock because I'd seen reproductions so many times I thought I knew it. And when I got up close to it, I realised I didn't. But the fact is, that came through on the reproductions as a marvellous work of art. The extra dimension was Leonardo da Vinci's soul, which came through. Sorry, doggy visit, which came through at the same time. So yes, seeing things close up, face to face, so to speak, adds something else. But you can look at a reproduction and still know it's great art. The next thing I wanted to, so talking about St. Austell, I know the difference between St. Austell, that ceramic thing there in St. Austell, and this by Bernini, which is called, I'm going to say it's called The Abduction of Proserpina. That's because of YouTube. You'll have to put another word there instead of abduction. Just look at this. Just look at that. That's stone. And he did that in stone. Well, marble, all right. And when you compare it with that thing in St. Austell, it's like the difference between, well, you know, Bernini and I don't know what. Look, you know, to pile, to make a sculpture so big out of ceramics requires a great deal of technical expertise. I appreciate that. But technical expertise does not necessarily mean great art, and it certainly doesn't mean beauty. And that's one of the things that's gone wrong with art recently. People think if you make it beautiful, it's not art anymore, it's kitsch. So they don't go for beauty. So let's look at the William and Kate. Again, the artist has done a photographic representation of their faces and then seems to have lost interest in the clothing, in the bodies. It's very flat. Now, somebody said they liked the sheen on the velvet dress. Look, I want to show you the Laughing Cavalier here. It's called the Laughing Cavalier. I don't know why he's not laughing. By Frans Hals. Now, I've seen this picture close up as well. If you get close up to that picture, it breaks up into thousands of really rough, impressionistic, slashy brush strokes. You get up close to it, it disappears as a painting. But just look at the depth in that character, and then just look at his face, which is, you know, it's full of expression. This is a man who's having his portrait painted. He's got a sense of humour, but he also knows he's quite an important person. He's fairly well off. He's quite self-satisfied, but he's not unpleasant with it. This is somebody who's, I suppose that's why it's called the Laughing Cavalier, because there is really a feeling of life and a satisfaction with life there. A good satisfaction with life. You look at, compare it with these two. And there really isn't any more to say. So when this guy says, have you seen it? Absolutely, face to face, no. But then I will say, I don't have to see this picture face to face to know it's a terrific piece of art. And when I did see it face to face, I got an extra dimension on that when I saw the brushwork, which is really, by most standards, I mean, when you get up close, it looks really crude and impressionistic. But that was just an extra dimension. I didn't need to see that extra dimension to know that that painting just knocks this one into a cocked hat. All right, well, that's it. Me and the dog. I'm Granniopteryx, and this is hang on, what did I call him? Well, Poochopteryx, Puppyopteryx, that's it. So this is Puppyopteryx and Granniopteryx signing off. I am to be found on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, and now Minds. I'm back up on Minds. Everything's okay with that. And if you want to know when I've uploaded a video, subscribe to my social media platforms, which are Twitter, Gab and Parler, because I always let you know when I've uploaded a video. Sometimes if you're watching this on YouTube, you won't get notified. Please click the like button, subscribe, please subscribe. You may think you're subscribed, just check that out again. Share the video and yeah, appreciate art. We have to stop this trend for ugly. It was at one point refreshing, it was new, it was important, but then it got carried away like a lot of human enterprises do. Okay, I'll see you next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.